Hola mi gente, ¿cómo están? Vivian Pena con otro episodio de Construyendo Sueños y porque me han pedido, me han llamado y me han preguntado, quiero conocer al Nutty Professor, trae al Nutty Professor, quiero más información del Nutty Professor. Bueno, por petición de todas esas personas que me han llamado, aquí lo tenemos de nuevo, pero este programa va a ser en inglés, así que manténganse conectados con Every Radio y como siempre empiezo todo programa, le doy tantas gracias a Dios por permitirme hacer exactamente lo que yo amo hacer. Llevar información a la comunidad para ayudar a tantas personas y no solamente aquí en Miami o en la Florida, sino en el mundo entero. Porque este programa se ve en el mundo entero y el Nutty Professor, ustedes lo pueden necesitar en cualquier parte del mundo que puedan estar. Así que por petición, de nuevo, tenemos aquí a Rick Suarez de El Nutty Professor. Hi Rick, how are you?
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure being here.
I am blessed. I am happy. I am like, you don't understand. Every time you're here, it's like I get more phone calls and more phone calls and more phone calls and people asking me, where can I find him? Where can I find him? I know that right now here at the studios, there's 2 people waiting for you already regarding the Nutty Professor. So that's how important you are. And I don't think you know how important you are, but you are important. So anyways, today I wanted to talk a little bit about the steps that we have to take as an agent right after we graduate. Well, we know that we take the class and then we take the state exam. And as you have said in previous recordings, that you have said that people have this license, or maybe even before they have a license, they just quit because they feel it's too hard. I'm not going to do it. I should have never taken the class. So, but today I want to speak to those that have a license, that are currently registered in any office, and they feel that, you know what, I'm not getting anywhere. I'm not doing anything with my license. What can I do, Rick? Help me, Nutty Professor, because I don't know what to start or how to start. So just to start off, what would you tell all those agents that are looking at this recording, this show? I got stuck there at this show. What would you tell them that first step to take?
Well, if we're talking about an agent that already has the license, and we're looking at an agent that is stuck and really needs to move forward with their license, my highest advice is to, first of all, make a plan. Second, follow the plan, because that is everything. Now, and I'll tell you something that really helps anybody in this business. Do exercise. You go walking.
Oh, wow.
You got to de-stress. This business requires de-stressing. And then work the plan that you put together.
I'm sorry, Rick. I have to interrupt. He's distressed as walking. I have to say that I wanted to stress traveling. But anyways, I had to just say that inside joke there. I could just see myself in Santorini somewhere distressing and walking in Santorini.
So can I.
Okay. So anyways, I'm so sorry, Rick, but I just had to say that.
Okay.
So you're walking. You're walking.
Walking. Walking. Well, walking is just it's the easiest exercise to do. Ride bike, do weights, whatever pleases you. It's very important to do some kind of exercise. And I say this because it kind of clears the mind, right? And then obviously you need to have a plan. What are you going to do today to be successful? What happens with a lot of agents is that they come into this business from a 9 to 5. So what happens in a 9 to 5? You're being told what to do on a constant basis. You got to do this. What happens if you don't do it? Well, they're going to fire you. It's literally that simple. They're going to find someone else that they're going to replace you. So if you have that thought process, you should do well. So when you come to work every day, what happens is, imagine yourself as it's a huge wheel, right? It's a massive wheel. And you have to do this. You have to push it and push it and push it to get that wheel to turn, right? Now, what happens the next day when you wake up? The wheel is stopped. So you got to push it and push it and push it. And the idea is that when you wake up one day, that wheel is actually turning and turning and turning. That's the level you want to get to. You have to remember this. If it's meant to be, it's up to me. What does that mean?
I like that.
There's no one that is coming to save you. No one. In this business, there's no one. So having a plan, working the plan, doing some kind of exercise, and just be productive at your business, you could do very well. Now, one of the things that I teach is you don't need a whole lot of time. You need very little time. Anybody that can prospect 2 to 3 hours a day, I am telling you, that's going to put you way ahead of everyone else. And if you go to your office and you talk to your top producers, watch what they do. They're not reinventing the wheel one way or another, right? They're doing exactly what needs to be done to be successful, right? What makes you uncomfortable that you don't want to do makes them uncomfortable that they don't do it. See, that's the difference. That's the difference.
And I know you mentioned the word time. The word time is, to me, it's very valuable. And I think that, well, at least I did. That 9 to 5 rat race where you're just being told what to do, when to do it, when to have lunch. You can't go to the bathroom at this hour. You have to, everything is just micromanaged by somebody else. I feel that the word time was what got me into this business. I wanted to spend time with my children. I felt that I was rushing to work after I dropped my kids off at school. I was rushing out of work to pick up my kids at school. Sometimes I would even miss their events like the open houses. I would get there like a crazy mom, walking and running into the school because, again, sometimes you're going to leave work at 5 o'clock, but at 4:45, your boss says, I need this for tomorrow morning, and you can't leave. You got to stay there, you got to do it, and then you walk out the door at 5:15. So that put me into a situation where I was in that rat race all the time. And so it made me go, I said time. And I agree with you. I believe that exercising, well, you touched the wrong button there or the right button, because I am a fanatic of the gym. That is not only my distressor, but I relax. I go into my own world. I don't even know sometimes when I'm in the gym who's around me.
Oh, wow.
Why? Because I'm focusing on me. I'm thinking of what I want to do. I listen to audio tapes. Sometimes I'm learning lessons that help me with my career. So again, the word time gives me that flexibility, or did when I had children, when I had small kids. For those of you that have small children, I was able to do everything with them. And then I would go to their activities. I would come home, maybe make dinner, and then once they're in bed, I can go back to working if I wanted to, if I had a choice. But if I just did everything step by step, like my boss would tell me, but I did it for me, I didn't have to work more than 4 to 5 hours. So I don't know if you agree with that.
I agree with that totally.
Okay.
That's all it really takes. It doesn't take a whole lot of time. You got Monday through Friday, right? That's your focus. And the weekend, you're either going to take it off or you're going to be working, showing properties, going listing presentations, and so forth. And here's something that I tell everyone that I speak to in this business. Prepare for the listing appointment. Prepare for the listing appointment. A lot of agents don't prepare for that appointment. And then the day comes and they do terrible. Because they're not prepared. They're not practiced. You have to rehearse. You have to come across in a listing presentation that if I walk out that door, the best thing that you ever had, you just lost.
Wow, I love that. That's powerful. So if you lose Rick, the Nutty Professor, it's going to be a loss, so stay focused. Rick, why don't you give us your number so they can reach out to you?
305-992-0682.
There you go. Can you tell us one more time?
305-992-0682.
There you go, the Nutty Professor. For more information, he'll teach you the A through Z of real estate, from start till becoming that top producer and that millionaire that you deserve to be.
For sure.
So talking now, we have time. We graduated from the class. Now we're focused on getting things organized. We're working on the time, which is very important. And then I would say that marketing would be like the first thing that I would start working on myself, how to market myself, pictures, business cards. Would you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. I'll be honest with you. A lot of agents get frustrated, right? Because they want to get into this business and start running. That's a mistake. There is so much you have to organize before you can get going, right? Take pictures, take professional pictures, do business cards. You should have a professional Facebook, professional Instagram, TikTok channel, YouTube channel. If you can even get a website so you're not attached to your broker, because I know most brokers give websites, but when you leave, you're cut off.
Great information. I love it. I love it. I love it. You mentioned the word running. Very, very important. I say that all the time in my office. Agents get their license and they just want to run. Where are you going?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
How are you starting this? It's the word is run, 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 run. That's not the way to go. At least that's not what we talk about. But we're blessed that you are now guiding most of the agents. You are training the agents.
I am.
Coaching the agents, because Rick can actually coach any of you guys on a one-to-one, basis. You can call him and you can work with him. Doesn't matter what office you're in. He's just, we're working with him because we loved him. He came to our office and he's currently helping our agents, some on a one-to-one, and actually giving them, they always say that you should never profit in your own home. And I happen to say some things that, I shouldn't do that. But Rick comes in and they listen. They listen. They say, so that's good. That's good. I don't care. I don't want to be a prophet anymore in the office. We got Rick. And again, so you said running. That's very important. And you also said website, something so important. Everybody, and I always tell the agents, they're like, do I have to have the email for the company? And I'm like, I don't think you should have a Tower Team Realty email, because I want you to be with us because you love being with us, because you feel happy, because you feel at home with us. I don't want you to be tied to us because you have a website with us or an email with us. I want you to be free, but you're attached to us because you need a broker. So the truth of the matter is that if you ever decided to leave because you didn't want to be with Tower Team Realty anymore, you have your own website, you have your own email, and you're not going to lose past clientele because they're going to be emailing you there, and that's no longer, that email's valid. So
right.
Website, how would you recommend, because I know a lot of people get confused about websites. They want to either make something so like, oh my God, so powerful, but some less informative. What would be the happy medium or the balance for a good website?
Well, picture it like this. If you're going to buy a car, you're looking for what? Cars. If I'm going to buy a house, I'm looking for houses. So what am I trying to tell you? Your website should not be about you. Certainly you have to have a section about you, but it should be mostly about properties. Now you can connect the MLS directly to any website today, and people can do searches in the website. You should be able to have landing pages where you lock people up and then you get their information. The website should have a CRM that can start sending emails immediately to these people. You're going to get a text of someone that's been to your website. So those are the basic requirements that I would recommend for anybody who's starting this business to have a website. And here's a huge recommendation. Please do not hire a web designer. Go to a marketing company that already establishes this, and it's dirt cheap. I mean, it's amazingly cheap. And they do this every day. They have thousands of accounts. So for them, it's very easy to get you up and running.
So starting your business, you just graduated, and I know a lot of people think, well, it's very expensive to start this career. I want to go full time, but I can only do part time because I'm spending the class, and I did the exam, and now I got to get business cards, and just there it goes on. I got to get my domain, and I got to get the website. So all of this, what I say, and this is a little inside trick that I've always told the agents, listen, focus at least on a quick rental. When you get your license, just focus on getting a rental. One rental, let's say that you make $1,500. That $1,500 will cover a little bit of your startup investment in this career. Mm-hmm. Am I right?
That's absolutely correct. Here's some solid advice. And I'm often asked, because I don't know if obviously a lot of you starting to know me, but I also teach the license itself. And I'm always asked, what is the best way to get going? And I say the following. First of all, I want you to visit 3 different kinds of brokerages. The mom and pops, where it's just a husband and wife and maybe 4 or 5 agents. The mid-size office. And then I want you to visit the full-blown office where they have hundreds of agents and they're running around in circles all day long. Now, why do I tell you to visit the 3? Because it depends on the energy that you have and the kind of person that you are, that you're going to match yourself with that kind of office. You may be timid, you may be like being by yourself, like being at home. Maybe the mom and pop is best for you. The broker is very available, and that may be the best advice that I can give you. Also, if you're going to get into this business, working this business part-time, it's not an issue. You should be able to work it part-time. You have your phone with you at all times, and it's exactly all you need to work the business. If you're going to come into this business full-time, then I highly recommend that you have at least 6 months of your house expenses put away, because you're going to get stressed out. If you're working, if you're going from a 9 to 5, and you're getting paid weekly or bi-weekly or monthly, that check is no longer going to come in. So you're going to get stressed out right away. And by the time you get set up, by the time you sell your first house, you should be able to get it done within the first 6 months for sure. So I highly recommend that you're prepared that way. This way, when you come into this business, you stay in the business. This is a career. It's a long path.
That's a beautiful
Don't
career.
don't come in thinking, oh, I'm going to sell a bunch of homes. That's not how it is. It's slow. It's like drinking coffee, right? Nice and slow, no rush. Take it one day at a time. There is a lot of marketing that you could do. There's also a lot of free marketing, by the way. There's a lot of free stuff that you can do. You can go to vacant houses, film yourselves. You could do open houses for anybody in the office. Anybody would want to help you. Top producers don't like doing open houses. I'll tell you that right now. They'd rather be at home. So you do the open house. You're the brand new agent. Go and sit there. Now the idea is not to sell the house. You're not there to sell the house. The idea is there to get leads, buyers that come in by themselves, and you have them register, you get their information, and now you can do the follow-up, and you'll be able to follow up that lead, and hopefully you could turn it into a sale. That's a great way, and that's free. Film yourselves in front of houses. Go to TikTok. Go to first year in real estate in TikTok, and learn from those agents. They do phenomenal work. And you could learn from that. And all that stuff is free. It's just you and your phone filming yourself and running around. People love it. The more they see you, the better you're going to be. Think of yourself as a brand. You understand? You are a brand. And the more people see you, the more they're going to get comfortable with you, the more familiar they're going to be with you, and more confident they're going to be with you. And that's extremely important in this business.
Very good information, Rick. And I picked up, as I'm listening to you, I pick up on details. And I always say, no matter how long we can be in a business, we always can learn from the best. And if there's, I always feel that Rick right now has been many years in the industry, not only as a realtor, as a broker, but also a professor. He's taught many thousands of agents get their license, help them get their license, and help them start in their business. So, but one of the things that I picked up there was that, talking about the agent doesn't want to do the open houses. When we're coming from the past, years ago, people used to do a lot of farming. People don't want to farm today. Is there any reason why you think that? Because I'm always doing farming in a specific area. Like I farm every morning, like a reta. I farm.
I would tell you. So the traditional farming is advertise in a neighborhood. Pick a neighborhood and advertise in that neighborhood. But social media has completely changed that. So now you could farm an entire zip code, which is actually cheaper, right? Facebook lets you advertise in a certain zip code, but that's the idea. You have to put yourself out there all the time. I'm a big believer in farming. In the traditional sense, by the way, I believe that an agent should pick a neighborhood. It should probably pretty much be the neighborhood where you live, and it just, instead of instead of mailing out, which is where the expense is, because it's in the stamps, what you want to do is walk it. Just walk it. Walk it. You need to work out anyway. Walk it. Now, do not touch that mailbox. Do not put nothing outside. Do not put nothing inside. What is the best thing to put? It's a door hanger. It's really the best thing to do. Now, you don't have, you go walk it one time, mail it another. If there's a bus bench right outside of the neighborhood, call yourself the specialist of that neighborhood. That's it.
That's good. I like that.
And can I tell you, if there is a bus bench outside of any neighborhood, that's going to be cheaper than actually mailing to the neighborhood. And every time everybody goes home, they have to look at your face, your name, your phone number, and then you call yourself or you dedicate yourself to being the specialist of that particular neighborhood. It's amazing, and it works, guys. If you look at a neighborhood, you should be able to see on the tax roll, you could be able to see how many homes was sold the previous year. And based on that, that's the percentage that you should be able to get. So if a neighborhood sold 50 homes, 100 homes, imagine getting a fraction of that.
Yes.
And then once you get the listing, now you could advertise the property, and you never know what comes out of that. Sometimes you walk into a seller and the seller says, hey, I want to sell, but I need to buy, and my sister needs to sell, and my brother-in-law needs to buy. And before you know it, you're selling 10 homes to a family that you had no idea you were going to sell to anybody. And this is the business. You start going in a path, and sometimes the path just opens up so wide for you that it is amazing. But here's the key, though. Here's the key. Even though you grab an avenue that's going to give you a lot of work, do not let go of the prospecting daily, because that avenue will dry up, and then you're going to say to yourself, what happened to my business?
Yes.
Well, what happened to your business is you stop prospecting. You start doing the very basics that get you business in this business. And I see it all the time. I see top producers, they get very busy and they don't have the time to do their prospecting, right? So if that's you and you start getting very busy, maybe that's the time to start hiring an assistant. Have the assistant do the prospecting for you. That works too.
I like it. I'm walking out of here with so many ideas. And I know the time is almost coming to an end in the show. And there's one special topic that I wanted to really talk about. And you mentioned it previously about when you graduate, visit 3 different kinds of offices.
Yes.
And this is a very touchy topic without hurting anybody's feelings or without talking. I'm not going to talk about any other real estate company, but I find that I agree with you. You should go to visit all 3. But one of the complaints that I get from many agents that come to my office that end up signing up with us is that I can never get a hold of the broker. I don't even know who the broker is. The broker doesn't call me back. It's 5 o'clock and nobody reaches out to me. It's Saturday and I can't talk to anybody. Sunday afternoon, I'm doing a listing and I'm a little bit lost. I'm new to the business and I needed to have a question answered. And they just go on and on. The broker doesn't answer in special holidays, but I'm doing another listing in La Nochebuena, but they're new and they need help. So I go through that all the time. I would say 80% of my realtors that have walked in my office have had a complaint about that. I cannot have communication with my broker when I need him. And some have even said, I don't know who he is or I don't know who she is. That breaks my heart because this license is to me, it's one of the most special licenses you can have. It's a beautiful career and you can become very wealthy. Even let's say that you did it part-time. Let's say you had a clothing store, but you wanted to do real estate part-time and you sold 5 houses a year. That's a nice little chunk of income to go on vacation.
It is.
You can use that as vacation money. But the truth of the matter is that some people start it, and even I believe, this is my way of feeling, but whether you're a part-time agent, whether you're a full-time agent, or whether you're a top producer, all 3 should be treated equally by the broker.
Correct.
Because I may be breaking my ground, getting a listing today, and I may just graduated 2 weeks ago. I don't even know how to use the MLS, and I'm getting a listing. Should I have that help from that broker, or am I just lost there calling the broker and the broker doesn't return my phone calls? What is your intake on that, Rick?
Well, that's terrible. As a broker myself, I am on call 24 hours a day for any of my agents for whatever they need. if you call your broker, and obviously brokers are busy, so you got to give them time. And right now, I'm doing the radio show. I could be getting a phone call from one of my own agents, but I promise you, when I'm finished, he or she will be my first phone call. As a broker, you have to see your agents as your customers, right? You are my customer. So my job is to put on the white gloves and give you the white glove treatment. Because if I don't do it, there's going to be another broker that will do it, and it's going to take that agent away from me. And there should never be any favoritism when it's a top producer or a new agent. Everybody needs to be treated the same and with the same professionalism that a broker should be given to his agents. A broker's job is only his agents, right? That's it. Focus on your agents and focus on anybody else. If I can help an agent sell, well, that's going to make me money as a broker, right? And if I could duplicate Vivian 100 times, well, that's going to really bring a lot of money into the office. So that's my focus as a broker. Make every agent a top producer. But I'll tell you this, as a trainer, as a professional in the business that's been doing it quite some time, and I have trained hundreds of agents, I see this, and it's one of the most painful part in what I do, because I pour out my heart sometimes and helping people and training agents, and they don't do anything. And
it is sad.
And it is sad. It is painful. You see it from, it's like, why? I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. And what happens there is that particular person is used to being told all day long what to do. Yes. You're stuck on that 9-to-5 mentality where you have a boss that's boom, 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 telling you what to do. A person that's very successful in this business is usually somebody who's an entrepreneur, somebody who has had their own business, somebody that has been successful or has failed, doesn't matter, but has the mentality of, if it's up to me, it is meant to be. Look, nobody's coming to save you.
If it's up to me, what is it again?
If it's meant to be, it is up to me.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's meant to be, it's up to me. I love it. Well, Rick, again, another one of our episodes, and I'm sure that I'm going to get bombarded with phone calls. But Rick is now working with our broker, Edwin Reyes, my partner. We are three partners, Edwin, Ivis, and myself. And Rick is working with our agents on a one-to-one basis. He's getting called to coach, private coaching, and he's here. You can call him. No matter what office you work at, no matter where you're at, he can work via Zoom.
Yes.
And he can, if you're a broker and you want to reach out to Rick as well.
You definitely can, especially if you're a broker. You could reach out to me. I can go to your office. You can show me what you're doing, and I could show you what you're doing wrong.
Oh my God, be careful, be careful. He walked into our office and we don't want to let it go. We dijimos, we're going to attach you to one of our tables here. You're not leaving anywhere. My broker, Edwin, loves him. I know Ivis is sitting down with you soon because, like I said, his coaching on a private level, no matter if it's the office staff, if it's the broker, or if it's just the agents, Rick is the person to call, the Nutty Professor. Para toda mi gente que están viendo el programa de Construyendo Sueños, para mí ha sido un placer estar aquí de nuevo con otro episodio con el Nutty Professor Rick Suarez, donde, aunque el programa sea en inglés, él también habla español. Sí, también habla español, perfectamente habla español, y vamos a hacer otro programa con esta información en español, porque es muy necesitada en la comunidad para todos los agentes. Hemos visto este año como que ha declinado, los agentes han puesto licencias inactivas, especialmente aquí en la Florida, especialmente en Miami, donde están corriendo, yéndose, pero Dios mío, por favor, por una licencia tan importante como esta, ¿a dónde van? ¿Cómo van a poner esa licencia inactiva? Yo les invito a que me llamen al 305-490-7772 para más información. Si quieren venir aquí a esta oficina de Tower Team Realty, donde pueden aprender de la A a la Z y con la ayuda, obviamente, del Nutty Professor Rick Suarez, donde él también, junto a nosotros, los va a llevar a ustedes a donde ustedes quieren llevar, a ese nivel. Porque a lo mejor ustedes quieren vender 10 casas y el otro quiere vender 20. So, a donde ustedes quieren llegar es a donde los vamos a llevar. Así que, Rick, si quieres despedirte, no sé, quieres decirle algo a todo el mundo que te está viendo ahora, ¿qué fuera tu última frase para todas estas personas?
Nunca pares de soñar. Todo es posible. Si tú quieres ganar dinero en este negocio, no es duro. La competencia que tú piensas que tú tienes, no la tienes. No existe. No existe. Hay una gran diferencia entre un agente que es bien profesional y un agente básico. Y es una bobería así nada más la diferencia entre uno y el otro. Lo único que tienes que hacer es ajustarte, ponerte a trabajar y tener una meta para lograr lo que quieres hacer.
Excelente, ya lo ha dicho el mejor en la industria, el Nutty Real Estate Professor, Rick Suarez. Y otra vez le digo a ustedes, gracias a Dios por estar aquí, por vernos, por seguirnos y por estar conectados con nosotros en el diario vivir. Así que para todos ustedes les mando un beso, un abrazo de parte de Vivian Pena de Construyendo Sueños. Hasta el próximo episodio.